Hello everyone, and welcome to my Soap Twist 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Luna leaves the beach home, and Will points out which direction she walked. Katie and Bill arrive as Deputy Chief Baker and his men declare that they have handled the situation. After the cops go, Will informs his parents that Luna has lost the baby in a shocking twist. Luna runs for her life on the dark, misty beach. Will is concerned about Elektra now that they have returned home. Katie insists she is okay. Bill and Will wonder where Luna might have gone. Bill and Katie leave as Elektra and Ivy arrive. Elektra wishes to attend, but they will not let her. Finn and Steffi are at the Cliff House, checking on the kids and wondering how Luna fled. Taylor informs Daphne that she will find the girl who tormented her daughter. Meanwhile, back at Steffi's, Finn discovers that Lee, Sheila, Poppy, and Deacon are leaving for the beach home. Luna's father is concerned about what she may do, but reassures Steffi that they are safe. Steffi hopes that they discover and bury her. Finn says that Luna will never be free again. Sheila, Lee, and Deacon arrive at the beach house just as Will informs Elektra and Ivy that Luna has miscarried. Sheila mutters about the disaster, which Luna believed would transform her life. The three of them set out to help find her, and Ivy follows. Will, Elektra console. Outside, a police helicopter hovers as Luna runs through the fog and dense grass. Deke and Carter examine the microphone at the Forrester showroom. Carter says Daphne will be there shortly, and she enters with the startling news of Luna's escape. Deke mentions the ongoing pursuit and Luna's urgent desire to avoid incarceration. They return their attention to their task. Daphne appears on the runway to sing for unknown reasons. Taylor arrives at the beach house, and Elektra, and will inform her that Luna is still out there. They tell her she's no longer pregnant. Taylor is remorseful, but she is determined to track her down. Will tells Elektra that his melancholy has disoriented him. Luna, still hiding in the tall grass, is concerned as the helicopter's light flashes around her. Baker enters with a flashlight and orders her to give herself in, but he doesn't notice her. Katie, Bill, and the others arrive at the scene and begin calling her name. Luna flees, and Baker narrowly misses her. Unsure which direction to go in the fog, she hears Taylor yell that she'll find her either way. Luna hides again when she hears Deacon approaching. "Bitch," Sheila screams out. "Luna, it's your grandmother. Come to me, baby. Come to me immediately." At that very moment, Wood reassures Elektra, who is concerned they would not find her. He wishes to put this chapter of their lives behind him. Luna lurks in the gloom as everyone frantically hunts with their phones' flashlights. Back at the beach home, Will and Elektra kiss. At the Cliff House, Finn frowns as he holds Steffi. Luna laughs, enjoying the thrill of avoiding those after her, until she runs into an approaching automobile. According to the bold and the beautiful BNB, spoilers, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, may face a murder twist. Here are 5 suspects in her potentially tragic exit. Will someone make a surprise move and try to remove Luna from the map? Now that Luna has escaped from prison, there will be a big search operation. Luna will end up fleeing on the beach in the fog, thus things are looking bad for the rest of this adventure. It would be foolish for Luna to escape and end up back in prison. There must be something greater percolating, so Luna could be on the edge of a completely different outcome. Luna's assumed death could occur if the show has her tumble down a cliff into the ocean below. We should anticipate the risk that someone will push Luna into the ocean, attempting to stop this nightmare forever. With that in mind, consider 5 possibilities who would be eager to give Luna a strong push towards her demise. 1. Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, will be enraged when she learns of Luna's escape and will undoubtedly be involved in the upcoming search for her. Could Poppy catch up with Luna, pushing her own daughter over the edge, with tragic consequences? 2. Elektra. If Elektra Forrester, Linnea Grace, can sneak away from the others, she could be a suspect in Luna's murder. We might envision Elektra having enough wrath to make it happen, but she may also complicate her connection with Will by triggering his baby's tragic fate. 3. Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, could have an unexpected part in Luna's future. Sheila loves her grandchild, but she also has a strong temper. Sheila was irritated that Luna had put her marriage in peril, and she was about to crack if Luna continued to do so. Sheila has a nasty side, which could flare out and cost Luna dearly. 4. If Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, finds Luna on the beach alone, will he take the fatal action he has threatened in the past? Bill may be willing to terminate Luna despite all of his words about changing for the better. 5. Katie Logan, Heather Tom, has previously been cautious of causing harm to Luna due of the baby, but everyone has a limit. Could Katie attack Luna in the heat of the moment, or at least kill her after a struggle? Katie appears to be on the verge of another heart attack, so it would be an easy way for B&B to start it. Regardless, the bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate that Luna may be thought dead, but this might leave the door open for some possible comeback news in the future. Luna uttered 6 words of help before sinking into the sea. Those 6 words were all she could manage, choked out by the salt in her throat and the black water closing over her head. "Stuffy, please don't let me die." The ocean seized her, greedy and indifferent, tugging her bridal gown down like a shroud while the yacht's running lights shriveled to pinpricks above. Steffi Forrester remained still on the deck of the Stella Maris, one hand clasped over her mouth, as if she could still scream within. The wind blew her dark hair across her face, but she felt nothing. All she felt was the echo of Luna's voice, small, broken, and plaintive, ricocheting inside her skull like a bullet that refused to leave. 6 words. 6 difficult words. Because Luna had poisoned her, framed her mother for murder, and smiled her sugary smile as she slipped mints laced with God knows what into Steffi's handbag. Luna was a demon. Luna deserved whatever the Pacific chose to give her. Except monsters don't sound like terrified little girls when they find the water is colder than they expected. Finn's arms wrapped around Steffi from behind, strong and steady, attempting to anchor her to the deck, which was still rocking fiercely from the storm that had appeared out of nowhere. "She's gone," he murmured against her hair, his voice harsh. "It is over, Steffi. She can't hurt us any longer." Steffi's knees buckled. Finn caught her before she hit the teak planks. She wasn't crying yet. She counted. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 6 words. 6 words had somehow made their way into the spot where Steffi still remembered being a youngster who believed people could be saved. She despised that location. She had attempted to burn it down months ago, when Luna's falsehoods began unraveling lives like cheap yarn. Ridge was barking commands, something about turning the yacht around, using searchlights, and alerting the Coast Guard. Bill Spencer was already on the satellite phone, his voice clipped and demanding in a way that only a man with half the seas believed he could. Liam was pacing and raking both hands through his hair, which stood up like a scared cat. Hope stood apart from everyone, arms wrapped around herself, staring into the black river as if it would return Luna if she apologized enough. Only Steffi had heard the 6 words. The wind had delivered them directly into her ears and no one else's, like a curse designed specifically for her. She pushed out of Finn's arms and stumbled to the rail. The sea was ink. There was no moon tonight. The storm had absorbed it. Luna was either dead or battling for her life down there. Steffi imagined it both ways and despised herself for making her heart pound faster at the second image. "Steffi," Finn said again, softly. "Come in. You're chilly." "I pushed her," Steffi said softly. "You defended yourself," he corrected immediately. "She was holding a knife, Steffi. She was planning to kill you. Kill both of us." Steffi looked to him with wild eyes. "She mentioned my name. She begged me by my name." Finn's visage shattered for a split second. The mask slid back into place. "She controlled you till the very end. That is what she does." "That's who she is," Steffi said, shaking her head.
"No."
"You did not hear her voice, Finn," Ridge exclaimed. "We're going back." It wasn't the same. Full reversal. Lights on the ocean now. The yacht groaned as the engines shifted and the deck tilted. Steffi grasped the rail to avoid falling. She looked down into the churn the propellers were creating, white foam on black, like bones breaking the surface, and felt something inside her crack open. Because what if Luna changed her mind at the last moment? What if those 6 words were the first honest words she ever said? Bill strode over, phone still in his ear. Coast Guard is 20 minutes away. A helicopter is taking off from Long Beach. If she's still... He paused as no one finishes sentences like that out loud. Steffi truly stared at him. Bill Spencer, who had formerly claimed Luna as his daughter and paraded her about like a shiny new ornament until a DNA test revealed how foolish he had been. Under the floodlights, his face appeared gray. He was thinking the same thing Steffi was, that somewhere underneath them, a girl who may or might not be his blood was drowning in a garment that cost more than most people earn in a year. I heard her, Steffi whispered, barely audible above the motors. Bill tightened his jaw. She called for me. So, maybe she got what she wanted. Pay attention. One last time. The brutality of it should have calmed Steffi. It did not. Hope stepped forward, eyes angry yet fierce. We have no idea what happened down there in the ocean. We need to look for her. We have to try. Liam scoffed bitterly. Try what, Hope? She attempted to kill my wife. She attempted to frame Brooke. She terrorized half of LA. The ocean just did us all a favor. Stop it, Hope said. Please stop. She was a human, Liam. A fearful, messed up guy who may never have had a chance. Oh, save me the Logan redemption speech, Liam interrupted. Some folks don't receive redemption. Some people simply face the consequences. Steffi ignored them. She was mentally revisiting the lower deck frame by frame. Luna lunges with the knife. The struggle. Steffi had yanked Luna's arm, twisted it, and employed the self-defense movements Finn had shown her after Sheila. The horrible crack as Luna's wrist snapped. Luna's eyes had widened, not with fury, but with shock. Then the rail. Luna is teetering. Steffi's hands gripped her shoulders, shoving her away and creating distance. Luna is windmilling. The scream began as wrath and ended as something quite else. And then those 6 words, floating up like the last bubbles of a sinking ship. Steffi, please do not let me die. She had not reached out. She had watched Luna fall. The yacht completed its round, with searchlights slashing across the water, creating brilliant white tunnels through the darkness. Deck hands swung the beams back and forth, exclaiming whenever something glinted, a shoe, a piece of veil, nothing. There are 20 minutes till the helicopter. 30 minutes till the cutter arrived with divers. Steffi stayed along the rail. The wind had teeth and was tearing through her silk blouse. Finn threw his jacket over her shoulders, but she didn't feel it. She kept picturing Luna's face as the water closed over it. Not the grinning poppy girl that poisoned half of the Forrester guests, but something raw, young, and completely alone. As if the mask had finally slipped, revealing nothing but a child who learned too late that the game had become real. Hours passed slowly. The Coast Guard arrived with efficiency and harsh expressions. Divers went down. I came back up empty-handed. The storm had already forced them miles off track, and the currents here were vicious. They employed sonar and dragged grapples, careful, clinical terms for hunting bodies. At 4:17 a.m., the lieutenant in charge removed his cap and approached the small group of people huddled under blankets on the aft deck. I'm sorry, he replied. We've paused the search till daylight. There's very little chance at this point. Bill nodded once, his mouth gritted like stone. Ridge drew Brooke close, and she sobbed quietly into his chest. Liam stared at nothing. Hope hid her face with both hands. Finn's arm tightened around Steffi. She did not move. She could still hear them out there in the darkness. 6 words. Over and over, like a heartbeat she wasn't sure was her own. Steffi, please do not let me die. They flew back to Los Angeles around morning. The yacht limped into Marina del Rey, its sky the hue of a healed bruise. Reporters were already gathering outside the gates, cameras blazing like strobe lights at a funeral. Someone had leaked that Luna No-Name, Poppy Princess, attempted murderer and possibly Spencer, had gone overboard during a storm. The headlines wrote themselves. Steffi refused to speak with any of them. She stepped past the microphones and into Finn's outstretched arms, allowing him to carry her to the car. She slept for 14 hours straight, dreamless only because the tablets Hope had shoved into her fingers were potent enough to eliminate regret. When she awoke, the globe had moved precisely 6 inches. Luna's face appeared everywhere. Old photographs from the Poppy era, large eyes, bigger smile. New pics from the tabloids, grainy images of her in handcuffs outside the police station weeks ago. Conspiracy theories about X claiming she faked her death and was sipping Mai Tais in Bora Bora. Threads insisted that Steffi had murdered her in cold blood. Threads said Bill had paid the Coast Guard to look the other way. Steffi didn't read any of them. She sat on the edge of the bed, wearing Finn's t-shirt, staring at the ocean through the bedroom window until the sun scorched the glass. Finn discovered her there at nightfall. "You have to eat," he added gently. "I keep thinking," she said without turning, "that if I'd reached out just 1 second sooner." "Steffi." He crossed the room, crouched in front of her, and grabbed her chilly hands in his. "Luna made her decisions well before last night. She attempted to destroy you. She nearly succeeded. You survived. That is what matters. But what if she desired to be saved in the end?" Steffi's voice cracked. What if those 6 words were true? Finn's gaze softened, but his words did not. Even if they were, it's not on you to save someone who spent months trying to drown you first. He'd been correct. She knew he was correct. And still, days turned into weeks. The hunt was officially called off. The ocean maintained its secrets. Luna No Name became a ghost story with flawless cheekbones. Steffi returned to work because Forrester's does not provide grieving leave. She smiled hard throughout board meetings, approved the new collection, and informed Eric that the beadwork on the finale gown was magnificent despite her inability to perceive colors. At night, she strolled the beach barefoot, allowing the waves to numb her ankles as she counted again. Hope sought to speak with her about forgiveness. Brooke attempted to talk to her about closure. Ridge attempted to talk with her about going on. Liam attempted to talk to her about justice being served. Bill didn't say anything. He just drank on his yacht and gazed at the same horizon that had swallowed Maybe Daughter. Finn held her every night, patient and strong, never questioning why she woke up begging for Luna's name. Finally, 3 months later, the box arrived. It arrived at the Forrester mansion, with no return address and a postmark from San Diego. A single SD card was inside a plastic evidence bag, along with a note written in Luna's looping, girlish calligraphy, which Steffi recognized with a lurch. "Play me when you're ready to learn the truth." Steffi waited in the dark screening room for an hour, staring at the card, before gathering the nerve to insert it into the laptop. The video began abruptly, shaky phone footage, Luna's face filling the screen, eyes red-rimmed, makeup smudged. Behind her, the nighttime water and the running lights of a yacht that could only be the Stella Maris. "If you're viewing this," Luna whispered, her voice scratchy, "I'm probably dead. And you're probably the one who discovers it, Steffi. Because you've always been the one I couldn't trick." "Not quite." She laughed, then sobbed. "I recorded this an hour before everything went to hell. I planned to submit it to the police, turn myself in, tell them where the remainder of the drugs were concealed, and confess everything. I swear I was. But then you showed up on deck, and I panicked, and the knife. God, the knife was only meant to scare you." Luna turned away from the camera, out at the Black Lake. "I am not seeking for forgiveness. I do not deserve it. I know what I did to you, your mom, Tom, and Hollis. But I need you to know that this was not how it was supposed to end. I never wanted to die. I just wanted to be important to someone. Anyone. Even if it meant making them loathe me." She leaned in, tears streaming over her cheeks. "Those 6 words were genuine, Steffi. I vow on whatever remains of my soul. I was so afraid. And for a split second, when I said your name, I thought you may reach for me nonetheless. That maybe you were better than me." The video went static. Steffi remained in the dark for a long time after everything had ended. She then played it again, and again, until the sky outside changed the color of Luna's eyes in the final minute, wide, afraid, human. She never shared the footage with anyone else. Some realities were too sharp to hand over. Instead, one night when the moon was full and the tide was high, Steffi returned to the same stretch of beach where Finn had previously proposed. She clutched a single white orchid, the kind Luna used to tuck behind her ear when attempting to be kind. She waded into the surf until the water reached her thighs, frigid enough to steal her breath, then released the bloom. "I heard you," she said softly to the waves. "And I apologize for not reacting quickly enough." The ocean did not respond. It never has. But for the first time since that night, Steffi paused, counting to 6. She turned and walked back up the dunes toward the home where Finn was waiting with the porch light turned on, toward the life she still had, even if it would always be marked by a scar the shape of 6 small words. Behind her, the tide took the orchid out, gentler than it had been that night. Luna may have finally received the answer she had been seeking down deep below. "I heard you. I apologize. I tried."